Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're just starting out in photography and want to take better photos, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to share 6 simple tips that will immediately help you improve your shots. Whether you're using a smartphone or a DSLR, there are tons of buttons, dials, and settings that seem intimidating at first. But trust me, once you get the basics down, it's actually pretty straightforward. Let's dive in. Tip number 1. Understand your camera settings. This is the foundation of great photography. This is where most beginners go wrong, shooting on auto all the time. While auto mode can be convenient, it doesn't give you the creative control you need to capture stunning images. Trust me, you want to take control. Let me quickly break down the key settings you should know. Switching to manual mode might seem intimidating at first, but it's the best way to learn. Okay, let's talk about the exposure triangle: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. These 3 settings are crucial for achieving the perfect exposure in your photos. These 3 elements work together to control the amount of light that hits your camera's sensor. Understanding how they interact is key to mastering photography. First up, aperture. Think of it like the pupil of your eye. It controls how much light enters the lens. A wide aperture lets in more light, while a narrow aperture lets in less. A wide aperture like f1. 8 is awesome for blurring the background, creating a beautiful bokeh effect, while a narrow aperture like f16 will keep everything in focus, perfect for landscapes. Next, we've got shutter speed, which determines how long your camera's shutter stays open. This setting can dramatically affect the look of your photos. A fast shutter speed freezes action, making it ideal for sports or wildlife photography, while a slow shutter speed can create cool motion blur effects like light trails in night photography. Last but not least, we have ISO, which controls your camera's sensitivity to light. Higher ISO settings are useful in low light conditions, but can introduce noise to your images. Mastering these settings takes practice, but once you understand how they work together, you'll have creative control over your photography. Experiment with different combinations to see what works best for your style. Tip number 2, master the rule of thirds. This simple composition trick will make your photos instantly look more professional. Imagine dividing your frame into 9 equal parts using 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines. Place your main subject or points of interest along these lines or at the points where they intersect. Our eyes are naturally drawn to these intersection points, creating a more balanced and visually appealing composition. Instead of dead-centering your subject, try positioning them off to one side. Most cameras and smartphones have a grid overlay to help you visualize the rule of thirds. If you're ever unsure about your composition, the rule of thirds is a great starting point. Tip number 3. Lighting is everything. The best photos are all about light. Natural light is your best friend, especially during golden hour. During golden hour, the sun is low in the sky, casting a warm, diffused glow. It's like nature's own softbox, creating long, soft shadows and a beautiful golden hue. If you're shooting portraits during golden hour, try positioning your subject with the sun behind them for a stunning backlit effect. For landscapes, golden hour is all about capturing those epic, dramatic skies. Cloudy days provide a beautiful, soft light that's perfect for portraits. Shooting in the shade can help you avoid harsh shadows on sunny days. Tip number 4. Focus on composition. This is one of the most crucial aspects of photography that can transform a simple snapshot into a compelling image. Composition is how you arrange elements within your frame. It's the art of placing subjects and objects in a way that guides the viewer's eye and conveys your intended message. It's what makes a photo tell a story. A well-composed image can evoke emotions, highlight important details, and create a lasting impression. One of the key elements of composition is leading lines. These lines guide the viewer's eye through the photograph, creating a visual journey. These are lines that naturally draw the viewer's eye into the image, creating a sense of depth and movement. They can make your photos more dynamic and engaging. Leading lines can be anything from roads and fences to rivers and mountain ranges. They help to establish a path for the viewer to follow. Another powerful composition technique is framing. This involves using elements in the foreground to frame your subject, creating a sense of depth and focus. This involves using elements in the foreground to frame your subject, creating a sense of depth. Framing can also add context and interest to your photos. You can use anything from trees and archways to windows and doorways to create natural frames. These frames can help to isolate your subject and draw attention to it, including elements in the foreground, middle ground, and background can create a sense of depth and dimension in your photos. This layering technique adds richness and complexity to your images, making them more visually appealing. Tip number 5, always focus on your subject. This is one of the most crucial aspects of photography that can make or break your shot. One common mistake beginners make is having their subject out of focus. This can result in a photo that looks unprofessional and fails to capture the viewer's attention. So, make sure to lock in your focus before you shoot. This ensures that your subject is sharp and clear, making your photos more impactful. In photography, focus is what brings your subject to life. It highlights the details and expressions that tell a story. It's what makes them stand out from the background and draws the viewer's eye. A well-focused subject can make a world of difference in your composition. Make sure you understand your camera's autofocus points. These are crucial for achieving precise focus. These indicate where the camera is focusing. Knowing how to use them effectively can greatly improve your photography. Most cameras allow you to select a single autofocus point, giving you control over where the camera focuses. This is especially useful for portrait photography. Simply move the active autofocus point over your subject's eye and half-press the shutter button to lock in your focus. This technique ensures that the eyes, the most expressive part of the face, are sharp. Once you've locked focus, you can recompose your shot without lifting your finger from the shutter button. This allows for creative framing while maintaining sharp focus. Nailing your focus will make your photos sing. A perfectly focused image can captivate and engage viewers, making your work stand out. Tip number 6. Practice, experiment, and have fun. Photography is a skill that improves with time, so don't be afraid to try new things. Experiment with different angles, compositions, and lighting to find what works for you. The more you shoot, the more you learn, and the more you discover your own unique style. So, my last and most important tip is this. Get out there and shoot. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try different angles, compositions, and lighting techniques. The beauty of digital photography is that you can take as many shots as you want without worrying about wasting film. And, most importantly, have fun. Photography should be enjoyable. If you're not having fun, it will show in your photos. Just start shooting. So there you have it, 6 simple tips to start taking better photos today. Remember, photography is all about practice and finding your own style. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more tips, and drop a comment below telling me what photography tips you'd like to learn next. Remember, everyone starts somewhere. Don't get discouraged if your first photos aren't masterpieces. Thanks for watching, and happy shooting.